All right, we got a really nice new tool in Betmix called PP View. You'll see this PP View button in any single race calculator, and the single race calculators are things like today's races, historical races, mix maker, places where you're looking at one race at a time. You won't see it in the multi-race views like all races report or test my report, create my report, things where you're looking at many races at one time. So the reason we put this in is because so many people come into horse racing with having had the experience where they've started off by looking at the racing form or the track program, and they see all the races or all the past performances for every horse in the race side by side. It's been the case in Betmix in the past where you could click on any individual horse and get a view of their past performances one by one, but you kind of had to scroll through clicking on each one to get a view of that. And not to make things, to make people more comfortable with Betmix and kind of give them something that they're used to seeing, we decided to add the PP view, but we also wanted to make it much better than what you would get by looking at a piece of paper or a track program, something that you have control over. We want to give you the ability to sort it and slice and dice it and search on it and do a lot of things that you can't do within a normal past performance product. So when you click the past performance view, what you're doing is you're bringing up a new window here that shows you all of the past performances for every horse in the race in one big screen here. We've kept the color coding on the running lines, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the color codes, what we've done is anything that's really far back in the race is in red, and anything that's towards the front is green, and everything in between is a shade of orange or yellow. So you can kind of at a glance just visually see where horses tend to run, whether they're closers or front runners. And again, we're looking at the Derby here, so we're looking at a group of really successful horses that have won a lot of races. So you're going to see a lot of green here. These are horses that are on the lead usually, and they of course win a lot of races. So the thing we want to really focus on here is what you can do with this view rather than just looking at it as a one big giant past performance view. What you can do here is you can sort and search. So you'll notice that every column is sortable by clicking the column header, and post position, horse name, date, track, race number, all those kind of things, speed, odds, finish, purse. You can click on any column. We'll click on the start, and you can see this ranks all the horses by from best to worst in the start position. So who starts the race in first, at the first call, at the second call, stretch position, finish position. You can click by speed, so we'll go over here and sort by speed. And let me zoom in a little bit because this is probably hard to see on a there we go. So when I click the speed column, now I'm searching, or I'm sorting every race in here by speed from best to worst. So the 106 value you see right here, that's the fastest speed rating of any race here. And as you look at that, you'll see over here that was California Chrome. Each time you sort, each time you click a different column, you'll notice that the horses go out of order, and that's because we're not grouping them by horse anymore. We're grouping them or ranking them by the value in the column you're sorting. If we clicked on the date column, let's see who's been in the most recent race. You can do that by oldest first or most recent first, and so the most recent races were those that ran in the bluegrass or actually the bluegrass and the Arkansas Derby that were run on the 12th of April. So everything is sortable and searchable. Now, when I say searchable, every value that's in any column can be searched upon. So let's only look at 9 furlong races. And if you're looking at this distance column here, every value in that distance column can be searched. So to search on 9 furlong races, you just simply type 9F. Now we're looking at a reduced view here of the 136 entries that were in our original past performance view. Now we're looking at 25. So 25 of these races were at 9 furlongs. Now I can sort again within this searched view. So let's see who had the fastest 9 furlong prep race. Of course, that's going to be California Chrome, who ran a 106 coming out of the Santa Anita Derby, and the second fastest was Danza in the Arkansas Derby. So you can now let's say 9 furlongs in grade 1. Now grade 1 is a value over here in the class column, so I'm searching on two things now. I'm searching on 9 furlongs. I just hit the space button and then added the next value, grade 1, and that shows me that there were 16 9 furlong grade 1 prep races coming into the Derby. If I wanted to say, all right, 9 furlongs grade 1 and let's see, Santa Anita, that would just reduce it down to the Santa Anita Derby. Now to clear all that and start over, you can just erase all the stuff that's in this column or this search box right here, and then hit the reset button, and that gets everything back to its original view. I think the best feature that we have here, the thing that's probably going to help you most, is this button called head to head. When you click this button, it goes through and it finds only the races only races where other horses have run against each other. So this is going to group them by similar races. So what you can see here right off the bat, when you look at this, it's only looking at races in the past where horses have competed against each other, kind of head to head. So the first thing you'll see is 12th April 2014 Keeneland race 11, which was the Bluegrass, and it shows you, it ranks them by the position they ran. So out of that race, we know Dance with Fate won, Medal Count was second, and so on. The next race that's grouped here, and they're color coded, so the background colors separates the races. The next group came out of the Arkansas Derby, where Danza won it, and Ride on Curlin was second, and Tapiture was third, and so on. So you can go through here and see every instance where these horses had run against each other and get a sense of who beat who. This is in a race like the Derby. Obviously, they've all of them coming out of the Derby prep races. There's a lot of similar races. Now, in other cases, if you're looking at just some random race at Woodbine on a Friday, you might find that they've not run against each other in the past. But more often than not, you're going to find horses that have come out of previous races, and it's been kind of tricky in the past. If you're just looking at the racing form to go through and find those races, you might miss them, or you have to go through and circle the dates. But this is a really quick way of lining all that up and clicking a button to see when they raced against each other and who beat who. I think you'll find that it's a great way to kind of get a second opinion on your mixes. Once you've run it, you find the horses that you have on top. You can go to this PP View, and you can make sure that your top ranked horse has ridden or has raced in similar races in the past. And you can do that by sorting the distance, or just searching on the distance, or searching on the track or the surface. So you could type, if you're looking at an 8 furlong dirt race, you could just simply go over here and type, well, has he let's see if he's run 8 furlongs dirt, and you do that, and this strips it down to just those particular matching races. So this is the kind of thing, the kind of tool that you'll find to be extremely useful in the short time that we've had it out here where I've been testing it. I find myself clicking that head-to-head view on every single race. It's just really interesting to look at. We put a lot of work into this. I know that we can certainly add a lot more features. We look forward to hearing what you guys want to see in this, what kind of values you want to search on, what kind of preset buttons similar to the head-to-head you'd like to see here. We've got a lot of ideas that we will be adding in the future, but as usual, we always appreciate your feedback, and we hope you like this new view. And if you have any questions about it, please let us know. Best of luck.